the Opopco Studios in Oklahoma City, this is an OU Update with Jason Kersey. I'm Jenny Carlson. Jason, it's Baylor week, and for a lot of years that didn't mean too much, but now, obviously, the Bears a much improved program, and the Sooners saw that firsthand last year down in Waco, getting really blitzed by the Bears. How much does last year's game play into this year?
Well, I think it plays in a little bit. The players have talked about being embarrassed by what happened last year, and it was embarrassing, I think, for the especially for the offense. They were just completely inept down there. The defense played pretty well last year against Baylor, I thought, for the most part, for most of the game. They just eventually got worn down. This year, it seems like, after Iowa State last week, OU has an offense that should be able to score points. The game's at home, and Baylor is notoriously terrible away from home against top 25 teams. So I think that this year it appears to be shaping up to be better for OU than last year.
Well, this was a game before the season that we thought could be the game of the year in the Big 12. These two teams picked to finish atop the Big 12. Baylor's lost, though, at West Virginia. OU obviously has the two losses, so not nearly the marquee game we thought, but still an important game in the grand scheme of things. For Baylor, we know they're ready for OU, according to Bryce Petty, the quarterback. After the Kansas game, he answered every question with just getting ready for OU. Are these guys motivated? Are the Bears motivated, much like the Sooners, but maybe sort of differently? Obviously, they weren't getting blown out last year.
Well, I think so. I mean, Bryce Petty's answers were interesting, but I also think you have to remember Baylor is still trying to get into the college football playoff. They're not out of it. I mean, they've only got one loss, and I think that there's a chance that they would even get in above TCU. That right now they have the same record. Yeah. TCU is ranked a lot higher than Baylor, but they have the same record, and Baylor beat them. So if Baylor goes out and wins this game convincingly, that just might force the committee to push them back up the rankings. So Baylor has a lot to play for in this game. But I think about last year when they came to Oklahoma State with a lot to play for, with the national championship right there in their sights, or at least a shot at it, and they just got obliterated. So I think that that's another thing they have to play for, is to prove that they can win these games on the road.
Well, Art Briles saying that they don't have a monkey on their back when it comes to winning on the road, but haven't done it yet against a ranked team, so we'll see. What do you feel like this game could turn on? I mean, Baylor obviously has this high-powered offense, Bryce Petty, great wide receivers, great running game too, lead the league in rushing, so their offense is really good. Defense, maybe a little underrated, but still solid. But where could this game turn in favor of the Sooners?
Well, I think OU's got to play good they've got to play good in the secondary. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Julian Wilson, cornerback, started off the year really strong. Hasn't been as good the last couple weeks. Ahmad Thomas, the safety, has struggled all year. Different things. One thing is communication. Mike Stoops always talks about communication being an issue. If communication's an issue in this game, they're going to lose.
Right. All right. Thanks, Jason. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.